Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakat Kodash. I want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied in Ruel for the hopeful 144 and the 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanai, and this will be titled simply Real versus Fake. Okay? To the best of my abilities, I'm just going to put the chips out there. All right, what you're looking at is a picture of what is more or less described to be Yahweh Shai by the scriptures, and then this false fake, this what so-called proclaimed white man, Edomite, his version of what he would think a superhero is and God compared to the real deal, Yahweh Shai. Okay, and what's above what's right behind his shoulders, those chariots that he's coming in, that we've been promised that he's coming in with the host, the army. Okay, so let's get it. This is the book of Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are physicians of no value. Now, okay, who is this forger of lie? Okay, who is this physician? Who's been set up in power right now to have control and authority over the masses of people? All right, let me give you an example. Say no more. This is a forger of lie. His image has nothing to do with that Holy Bible. That Holy Bible is our history book. Okay, that Holy Bible speaks against the man that printed his face right there. Pope John, whatever, the second, the third, it doesn't matter. They're all of the wicked. These are the forgers of lies. Okay, the when it speaks in Revelation of the dragon, okay, the lamb with that spoke as a dragon, the draconian laws, their measures that they come with, the way they rule over the people, okay, to make us suffer. All right, not to build up, but to destroy. They're the destroyer of humanity. That's what's going on right now. While World War III is inevitable because of the decisions that they make. Okay, which is the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. This is the book of Job 9:24. And if you need to be reminded, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay? So, once again, this is not the judge of the earth. This pope is a false leader set up, once again, empowered by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because Edom is the whooping stick of you, Jake, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanic, and yes, you speckled birds. You can't escape the judgment. If your father goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you can be at any location on this earth. You can look like any other nation, but if you're an Israelite, you're under the condition of these curses, okay? Now, this is the image of who we see coming back to for salvation for Yasharallah, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. There is no other God next to him. He is the image of his father as well. Okay, and if you don't agree with what I'm showing you right here, let me get it to you biblically. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1. I believe starting at 12. Yes, starting at 12. And I turned to see the voice that spoke with me. Okay, and this is John the Revelator. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the feet, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Okay, pay attention. This is 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Who has that woolly conditioned hair? And then don't go out your way to figure this out. You know who's been told they had nappy, kinky hair. Okay, to the point where they women feel shamed into uh, trying to press out their hair and wear weaves and stuff to emulate Edom. Okay, all right. Hair like wool. Basically, you so-called Jakes, you so-called African Americans. Okay, you so-called African Americans, the the head group, Judah. All right, I had a problem spinning it out. So once again, this is First Revelations, Revelations 1 and 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. Okay, don't we see that example to this day? It's called age wisdom. And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, that penny, that brand new shiny penny, as if they were burnt in the furnace. Okay, so once again, this is not hard to understand. You take the brass color and you put it in that fire, it's going to darken and intensen to what color? To the average dark complected African American looking man. Okay, burnt in the furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So let's read that 15 again, because this is the part that people can't get, or they're willing to ignore, and still go into that building and look at Caesar Borgia with the stringy hair and okay, and then they say, well, what does that matter when you bring this to their attention? 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they were burnt in a furnace. Okay, so we know that's going to turn to a dark brown, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Okay, so once again, this is more or less the depiction of who's going to come back to see this earth. Okay, to cast judgment upon this earth, to salvation for the 1/3. Okay, all right, not him. After I just read this, you cannot tell me that he fits the description of what we just read. Okay, this is totally opposite. Where's the hair? Where's the hair of wool? It don't even have to be white. Where's the hair of wool? Okay, where's the feet tried in the furnace that went from bronze to bronze being in the furnace? Is this the color that's going to come out? No, this goes back to Job 13. No, yeah. Job 9 and 24. He covered the faces of the judges, and many more judges did he cover. Okay? All right. Salakia. That's Caesar Borgia. Okay? And that word that you call on Jesus just translates to earth pig. Okay? The J was not around to the 1500s. And as we go on in this, you'll see that once again, Paul heard his name in the Hebrew, okay? So there's no escaping that. This is Numbers. Chapter 12, starting at 5. And Yahweh Bashim Shai came down in the pillar. Okay, this is a good one. All right, pay attention. This is Numbers 5. Slaklia. Numbers 12, starting at verse 5. And Yahweh Bashim Shai came down in the pillar of the cloud, which is that chariot that you seen standing behind Yahweh Shai as he had so-called Superman on the ground. Okay, defeated. That's that chariot that you seen behind his back. Okay, and Yahweh Bashim Shai came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now the words, hear now my words. If there be a prophet amongst you, I, Yahweh Bashim Shai, will make myself known unto him in a vision and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all my house. Okay, Moses, who was the leader other than Yahweh Shai that led us up out of Egypt. Okay, through Yahweh Shai, he led us up out of Egypt. Okay, with him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and and not in dark speeches. Now, who said that who used dark speeches? Yahweh Shai, because this word is not for everybody. Okay, but with Moses, Yahweh spoke to him plain and directly. Okay, and the similitude of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai shall behold. Wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? Okay, so he's asking them, and let me see if I can get this in a comparison. I haven't tried it, so I don't know what it's going to say. But the gist of he's telling them, how dare you speak to Moses, who I set up like the way you did? How could you have the oh man, come on. How could you not fear the fact that you spoke to this man in this manner? Okay, pride, basically. All right, this is the NIV. With him I speak face to face, clearly, and not in riddles. See, I said that. He sees the form of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant? Okay, that's a clear translation. Blue letter is arranged this around. This is the NLT. I speak to him face to face clearly and not in riddles. He sees Yahweh Bashem Yahushai as he is. So why were you not afraid to criticize my servant Moses? Okay. Now this is Moses' brother, okay, and his sister. All right. And the anger of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai was kindled against them, and he departed, and the cloud departed, the chariot, from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprosy, white as snow. Okay, we brought this out so many times. There you go. She started looking like him. She went from looking like this image to looking like him. Okay, these people. All right, the so-called proclaimed white man that is red. Okay, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprosy. And Aaron said unto Moses, Arise, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishness. Okay, now remember, this didn't happen to Aaron. This happened to Miriam. So the fact that he didn't put this punishment on Aaron really lets you know a woman should keep her mouth shut and stay in her row. Okay, because the punishment was casted upon her. Remember, Adam was not the first to sin. Eve was. Okay, the scriptures tell us sin entered through Eve. Okay, and remember, sin is only given to our nation, Yasharallah, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. The law, statutes, and commandments was given to our people through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, through Moses. Okay, and wherein we have sinned. So I'm gonna read this 11 again. And Aaron said unto Moses, Arise, my Lord, lowercase l. So he's still acknowledging that he's over them. Really, Moses is like the first king of Yasharallah. I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead. See, that's what that complexion is to people that have melon. Okay, it's the mark. It's the mark of Cain. All right, and then in reincarnation, Edom has become the people to bear that mark. Now Cain goes in the weapon. What was Esau given? The sword for his blessing. What is being carried out today? And all type of mannerisms. How do they get their point across? The sword. What is spiritual Babylon, the great United States of America, doing right now as their empire is crumbling? Contributing to war, and more war. We're not only contributing to the situation with Palestine, Gaza and so-called Israel, but we have the conflict with Russia and Ukraine, so-called allies. Okay, Ukraine, because they're not even in the NATO, but they They're getting NATO support. Then you have our own issues with Iran, okay, and everybody else that's behind the closed door. That all of these countries is ready to buck up against the whore Babylon, okay, spiritual Babylon, okay. So, and I'm just saying that these are the people that she was looking like when she was cursed with the leprosy. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. Now, who was that? He is talking about their great ancestor uncle Edom, who came up out of Rebekah's womb. Esau, who came up out of Rebekah's womb, wasted away. Okay? Without the skin complexion. All right? Oh, well, since I talked about it so much, let's go back it up. So once again, these are the people of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, what they're supposed to look like. All right, these are the soldiers, not this man. But let's go get it. Genesis 25 and 22, and the children struggled together. And the children struggled together within her, within Rebekah. And she said, if this be so, why am I thus? If this be such a blessing, why am I in so much pain? And she went to inquire of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, meaning that she went to speak with the prophets. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. I can never understand how people can disregard this and then play the idiot. Oh, you can't have 2 different twins in a belly. Then it's right there. That just tells me you don't believe in the scriptures. Or it says 2. It didn't skip this over. 2 nations. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, 2 manner of people. And he said 2 nations before he said the 2 manner of people. He established that first. 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Remember the wicked go estranged from birth, okay, from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, which we are. You so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics, we're forced to be stronger. And the elder shall serve the younger. Who came out first? Esau. After he came out, what happened? Okay, well, let's read it. All right. And when her days to deliver were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came out red, okay? The first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And Esau is the progenitor of these people and of him directly. Caesar Borgia goes right back to his line. You can't escape it, okay? So the first came out his grandfather, okay? Great-great-grandfather, however you want to call it, all right? The progenitor of his people, all right? And after that, his brother came out, and his hand. Notice they don't describe the coloration of his brother. And after that, his brother came out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bore them. So Isaac was 60, okay? And basically, once again, in this 26, you do not get a description of Jacob's skin because there was no need to. That all men had melanin complexion up into Esau, which was, they hadn't seen Cain because Cain was generations away. Well, it was generations before then. So during this time, this is the first person that they ever laid their eyes on to look like Esau. And then he turned around and became the progenitor of children that looked like him because of that curse was meant to go out. Okay? So let's go back to this Jacob, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. What is that telling us? That's telling us that his stronghold that he has on this world right now, Edom, Esau's children, will be pulled down by Jacob. So once again, all of these nations preparing for World War III are Josian or trying to position themselves to be the new world leader. Okay, even though they're all going to give in to the new world order, but they're right now it's looking like they're all jostling for position for number one. When the scriptures say that Yahweh Shai is coming back with the host of angels to put our nation back on top forever. Okay, forever rulership. All right. So let's back that up. This is Genesis 25 still and 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Okay, and that red pottage goes back to uncooked meat. Okay, it was not done. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? Now let's read this. Let's focus on this 32. Was Esau really gonna die? Nah, he had a little hunger pain. Now, I'm not being funny, but we're going into the time of Jacob's trouble, and that's gonna be the same method that's gonna get used for a lot of our people to surrender to that MOTB. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Okay, you don't have the patience to wait on your Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So whatever it takes right now, the same thing he did back then, he is going to force on the nation. Okay, so let's read that 32 again. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Okay, there you go. This whole supplanter, yes, he is. Jacob does mean supplanter, but who did the supplanting? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's his story. Okay, so when he called Jacob a liar, right here, he gave it to Jacob. He swore it to Jacob. Okay. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Now today you got these people crying, talking about they want it back. But these are the people, once again, led by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that will triumph. Okay, there's no way around it. All right, now. So this man sold it all to Jacob, our forefather. Okay, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. Okay. All right. This is the book of Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. I thought I already got that. Okay, that's Psalms 58. Now let's get that once again. This is what you would consider the angels of heaven. That's Yahweh Shai with the host. Now, this is what you literally have been fed to as an angel. This is what we grew up being told the angels. Now, when the Lord said, I will not meet you as a man, when they say that the host, he will be coming in with the host, is this the host you're looking for? What they gonna be shooting, the Cupid arrows, shooting hearts out at people to change them from hate to love? No, that's not at all a soldier. That's a fantasy. That's a myth. Okay. So once again, he covered up the faces of the judges. All right. You look at, and these are depictions. This is what we believe. We don't have this. This is not relics. This is what we believe in faith. Okay. These are the men being crowned from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Once again, the angels. Look, there's that Moses that we just got through reading about right there, the leprosy. Now, who's leprosy in this picture? Moses is the leper. Okay, see how they switch it around? They see how they switch everything around. They put everything out of context. There's your judges right there. Okay, now, I'm glad. So once again, We read Numbers 12, 5 through 12, and we seen what happened to Miriam for speaking against Moses, okay? The Lord turned her into this color. So it doesn't make sense to try to depict Moses being that color. Remember, even Moses took his hand out of his bosom. His hand was leopard. Then he put it back in, and it turned back to the right color. See, these people are stupid, but you can't deceive the man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, the election, that is. All right, and we are the hopeful election. This is Job 30 and 30. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. Okay, that's Job. Look at that. And I'm gonna take it to another level here in a second. All right. So does that fit this description? And once again, did Numbers fit this description? No. These people do. Right here. These people fit the description. All right. Let's get that again. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. And that's when we was doing that slave work, okay? All right? So, once again, this depiction right here tells you that it's not these people. That's this fake, man. It's not this person right here, all right? Now, this is the book of Joel 3 and 2. I will also gather all the nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Yasharallah, okay, Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land, okay? So that plead, when he says he's going to plead with them, this is not talking, this is actions, war. Once again, I'm going to ask you, I know I'm pounding this in. That's what the host of angels will look like. Not this. He's not coming with a battle team of these little babies, okay? This man, if you still believe in that, then you got a lot far. You got a lot of repenting, and you gotta pray hard. You know, if you believe in if anything that this church is feeding you right now, you're in trouble, okay? Because they're not giving you the truth. This is Exodus 17, and even in those whorehouses where they got the little supposedly black Jesus with the dreads, that's still Caesar Borgia, just in another color. That he made supposed to be Caesar Borgia's grandson, Confusion of Face. I'm making it up when I'm saying that that's not the depiction of Yahweh Shai, and never did they intend it to be. Okay, so that's still a false god. This is the book of Exodus 17 and 16. For he said, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai have sworn that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay, let's get that. Look at this. Trudeau praying. This is the Canada leader praying in public, reading out loud from the Bible, from the Bible. Hold on. Let's go back to the beginning. What is that right there? And this is the American version. Who is that? Isn't that isn't that their people? Okay. But now that the truth is out, look, reading out loud from the Bible is hate speech to be severely punished. Okay, now who is that? That's their people. That's not our people saying this. This is their people. All right. The time for the phantom of the time for the word to no longer go out because the election is sealed. We're here. Apostle Tahar has been saying it, that he believes the election is sealed. It's just a matter of time before the Lord just says, okay, no more work. Famine of the word. Okay, famine of the word. We're here. It's knocking on the door. You see it right there. Now, the beauty of this is you've always heard people say that, oh, we're the conspiracy theorists because we say this and that, no, having no idea where that damn word conspiracy theorist ever came from. Okay, and that's another subject. But now when they put it in your face, haha. Okay, they know that they're not the people. All right, here's more proof of that. Okay. So the Lord has promised that He'll hate these people forever. All right. Now, I probably could have brought this out earlier, but just say it's all backing it up. Acts 13 and 1. Somebody help me. Now, there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simon that were called Niger. But let's get it. Let's get it.
Strong's G 3526. Niger. Niger.
Did you hear that? Huh. Sounds familiar? And it wasn't even it wasn't an insult back then. It was just a way of acknowledging that's who you are. That your skin complexion, that's what they called our people. Okay? Now, there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simon that was called Niger. And you heard what he said. Of Lucius of Cyrene and Mania, which had been brought up with Herod the torturer and Saul. Okay, and Saul was turned into Paul. All right. But you get the point right there. It says it in the scriptures. You can't hide. We know who we are, all right? And we know who they are. And that's why they're doing this. They're tired of the truth. The truth is out, okay? These are the teachers of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, all right? These are the men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the set-up teachers, the apostles, okay, of Yasharallah, the head honchos, okay? Not these people. Not these people. These are the wicked. He goes right back to the cover of the book I showed you. And look at this creep. They're not the people of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, all right? Okay? Now let's get this. Because I made it skip ahead a bit too quick. Let's go back one more frame to Mr. Trudeau. And then let's see what the scriptures is going to say. This is Revelations 11, starting at 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is Sodom and Egypt. I love this. Sodom. Why? Because of the ABC lifestyle that's accepted here. Okay. Egypt. Why? Because of the bondage that's here. You're still in slavery. Your social security card, the tax that's illegal, that they tax you out throughout the year. They tax you when you go to the store, then they take money from you at the end of it. Even if you get a little return, it's nothing compared to what you paid in. Okay, and I don't even receive it somehow because I don't have child credits, even though I have children. That's another story. Okay, where also Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai was crucified. Well, hold up. What are you talking about, crew? Who is that? That's the crucifying of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai right over here in spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, right over here in spiritual Egypt, right over here in spiritual Babylon. Okay, so there you have it. You can't cover it up. You didn't give us this is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and all those whorehouses. You gave us that. Okay, you didn't give us the truth. You gave us fiction. You gave us that. Okay. So back to this nut. All right. So who was the dead bodies? Because Pastor Johnson didn't explain this to me when I was 12 years old and he was reading it. I just got through watching an X-Men cartoon the day before and I'm thinking of archangels and all of that coming to cause havoc. Okay. No. These are the prophets. Okay. And when it says that, okay, wait a minute, I may be reading ahead. And And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their bodies to be put in graves. Now that's the part. Psalms 83. All of the nations hate us. They're in council against us to see us be cut off. So when the prophets died dead in the street, basically they celebrated this. Okay, these people have lost their understanding. These people know who we are, from the bodegas to everywhere. Man, I've been in those gas stations and asked those so-called Indians, you know who I am, and they kind of look at you strange. I'm like, yeah, we back. I'm not here to spare it, bro. We back. Okay, we know the conditions that we're in right now are the curses, but we also know, due to these curses, we back. Okay, we know that these curses are temporary. What does it say? 3.5 days. That's roughly 300 years. 3.5 years. Okay, and we've definitely fulfilled that time. All right, that's why we know that this word is going back out. This is the time of the prophecy. Okay, and then after the prophecy, it's over. It's the time for the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to get his revenge. After the revenge, it's time for our nation to reign forever. Okay, so that when it says that, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves, that means that they want us to remain amongst the dead, not having an understanding. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because those two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. Those two prophets are the northern and southern tribe, okay? The southern and northern tribe of Yasharallah, okay? And what do prophets do? We always come to prophesize the downfall of a nation, all right, to tell our people to repent and tell the other people that your time has come to an end due to your sin. Okay, even though we was given the sin, these other nations, they accumulate in it, they live in it, they're made for it. Okay, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. Okay, a great fear fell upon them which saw them, all the way up to the elites, to your so-called Illuminatis, who confronted the apostles and told them, man, we spend billions of dollars to keep this hidden from you people. Yeah, because when the prophecy goes out, it's game over. This is not going to, who was that? That was Elder Uriah from Chicago said that they're not going to be on the highways and the byways week in, week out, week in, week out, week in, week out, week in, week out. No, the word is going out. The warning has been put forth. Yasharallah, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics, repent. To the 17 nations, get ready for hardcore slavery, starting with you, Edom. All right. And where am I at? 11. And after 3 days and a half, and that 3 days and a half started out with people like Aqua Bivens from the top, King Masha. Okay. And now the army is definitely back on their feet. Okay. Once again, led by these men: Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakar, Apostle Arumlai. Those are the head honchos, not this, not some sick ass pope. Okay, it's okay to be ABC this week. Okay, let's try to convince the rest of the world. This is These people are scheduled for damnation. Okay, this is what the men of the Lord are going to be doing. Now, that's the army that they fear.